Well, as most of you probably know, we have a critical primary in the great state of Louisiana later tonight. And I think it's really time to delve into the current state of the race, how things are looking, because I do think we kind of have a good idea on what's more than likely going to happen tonight. Now, I know it's kind of weird having a primary on a Saturday. I don't get why Louisiana does it, but that's how they do it. In Louisiana, they do the primaries most of the time on a Saturday, which is just wacky. But you get the point that tonight's a big primary because we have a serious chance to primary out Bill Cassidy, one of, if not the worst senators in the US Senate. He is for sure a bottom five senator. This guy's awful. And we're not talking about a Republican from a swing state or even a Republican leaning state. This is Louisiana. We should not have to deal with people like Bill Cassidy. Yet, for whatever reason, this guy's been in office for like 12 years. It is insane. Senator Bill Cassidy's political career is at stake on Saturday as Louisiana voters weigh in on the Republican for the first time since he voted to convict President Trump in his 2021 impeachment trial. Cassidy, a two-term senator, faces a primary challenge from Trump-backed Representative Julia Letlow and State Treasurer John Fleming, who have both pitched themselves as more Trump-aligned alternatives. If no candidate gets majority support Saturday, the top two finishers will head to a runoff on June 27th. So let's be clear about one thing. No matter what happens, like it says here, there is a runoff. So you don't have to worry about the vote being split three different ways and Cassidy barely wins. No, you don't have any of that. So already, Cassidy's in a lot of trouble because the only realistic pathway he had to win, in my opinion, was a five-way split in the vote where he gets 30% of the vote and he wins because there's no runoff. Nope, there's none of that. There is a runoff no matter what, unless, of course, somebody gets over 50%, but whatever. You get the point that, yeah, that's not good for Cassidy. He needed to win by plurality, not by a majority. Cassidy acknowledged in an interview with NBC News last month that his impeachment vote might be a liability in the race, but he insisted he works well with Trump and highlighted the record of getting legislation passed and signed into law. Drawn in contrast with his opponents, he also has a back in the Senate GOP leadership. Hold up, it might be a liability? Yeah. Voting to convict President Trump back in 21, that is a liability. Is he just stupid? Yeah, no shit. That impeachment vote was a liability. That's what anybody thinks about with Bill Cassidy. He voted to convict President Trump. And really, either of you ignored that? Objectively speaking, he's just garbage. On most issues, he's just awful. He has a horrific voting record on most things. He tries to screw Trump over at every turn. He backstabbed him 100 times. That's why nobody likes him. That impeachment vote, though, that was the final nail in the coffin for Cassidy. That was it. Because now there's no excuses. You can't hide behind, well, I'm just backing President Trump. Really? You're backing President Trump so much that you voted to convict? Seriously? Of course, John Thune has to defend him. He says Bill Cassidy has been a terrific senator of Louisiana. No, he hasn't. I get Thune has to do that, but still, it sucks that he has to defend somebody like Bill Cassidy. Seriously, what does he provide to the GOP? What? Can anyone name a single issue that he's actually good on? He has provided nothing to the GOP except backstabbing Trump at every single turn. Like voting to convict him, voting for garbage legislation, trying to sink RFK's nomination, etc. That's who Bill Cassidy is. The day before the primary, Trump posted on Truth Social in support of Letlow, though he steered clear of attacking Cassidy in the way he did a few weeks ago. I know Julia well, has seen her tested at the highest and most difficult levels, and she is a winner, the president wrote. A proud mother of two children, Julia is a wonderful person, has always delivered for Louisiana, and would continue doing so in the United States Senate. So, yeah, as you can tell, Trump is backing Congresswoman Letlow to take down Cassidy. And he is throwing a lot of time, effort, money, resources, everything to taking down Bill Cassidy, which, good. Bill Cassidy has no excuse to be in the Senate. Why should anyone vote for him? Why should any Republican vote for Bill Cassidy? Why? So he could backstab Trump again, vote for more garbage legislation, try to stop RFK's nomination or whoever else? Why would anybody want to back that? Seriously, why? Why would anybody really want a Bill Cassidy type in the Senate? That's why Bill Cassidy right now is in a lot of shit. He is in so much shit that he may take third in the primary. And you think I might be exaggerating, but look at the polling right now. Now, obviously, with polling, it can be off, especially with primaries. Like, it's a Saturday night primary. Things can get wacky with turnout. I get that. But look at this. Bill Cassidy right now is consistently polling in third place. His polling average is 22%. Fleming, meanwhile, is in second with 25%. And Julia Letlow, she's at 33.5%. Yeah. So even if there was no runoff system and it was just by plurality, Cassidy would still lose by a landslide. He's taking third place. That might be one of the most pathetic showings for an incumbent if this actually happens. If he actually takes third place, wow, he is hated by everybody in Louisiana. So, as you can probably guess, I'm going to say that Cassidy right now, he's going down. I don't see him winning. Could he potentially make the runoff? Sure. But do you really think he's going to beat Letlow? I highly doubt that Fleming voters are going to vote for Cassidy. Fleming, for those that don't know, is the most conservative pick. He is running as a pro-Trump MAGA Republican and consistently and constantly bashing Cassidy. And he's at 25%. Guys, no matter who Cassidy goes against in a runoff, he's screwed. He's going to lose. He is done. Hell, he probably doesn't even make a runoff. That's how pathetic of a performance this could be. So, I think it's fair to say that Cassidy is gone. By January of next year, he'll be out of the Senate, and no matter what happens, you're getting an upgrade. You're just, by default, you're getting somebody better than Bill Cassidy. But since it's kind of guaranteed that Cassidy is done, and it really doesn't matter what happens, even if there's a runoff, he's going to lose. It doesn't matter what happens. If you live in Louisiana, I recommend you vote for Fleming. I have nothing against Letlow. She would, by default, again, be a much better senator than Cassidy. But if I'm being completely honest, I do think Letlow is not that big of an improvement. At least on the issues. Like, when it comes to loyalty and stuff, I think she's far better. Anybody's better than Cassidy. She would never vote to impeach Trump or anything crazy like that. But at the same time, when you look at her voting record, it's not the greatest. It's better than Cassidy's because Bill Cassidy's record is just so bad that I don't think it's really possible to go even lower than that. But still, that does not mean Letlow is a good pick. So I recommend people in the first round vote for Fleming. Worst case scenario, Cassidy takes second place. And you have to vote for Letlow in the runoff, which at that point, yeah, vote for Letlow. But best case scenario, you have a chance to get somebody like Fleming in the Senate who is actually good. Not just a slight improvement. He's loyal, but also good on the issues. He's an actually good candidate. So if you live in Louisiana, I'd recommend voting for Fleming in the first round. In the runoff, to be determined. But if it's Letlow versus Fleming, vote for Fleming. If it's Fleming versus Cassidy, vote for Fleming. If it's Letlow versus Cassidy, vote for Letlow. Just right now, we got to beat Cassidy. It doesn't matter who the nominee is, just get rid of Cassidy. But right now, let's try to get Fleming into the runoff so we have a chance to get somebody even better, significantly better in Louisiana. If we go from Cassidy to Fleming in just 1 year, that is a substantial upgrade. You're getting rid of somebody that's a bottom five senator to somebody that could potentially be a top 10 guy in the Senate. That's a huge upgrade. So the purge of the Senate, I think, will continue. We more than likely are going to get rid of Cassidy tonight. Is it a guarantee? Of course not. He could maybe make the runoff, but I don't see how he wins. He might overperform the polling a little bit, but he's down by 11 right now. With the latest and best pollster in Qantas Insights having him barely cracking 20. And he's down by 22 points against Letlow, and Fleming's cracking 30. So, yeah, I think Cassidy is screwed. No matter what happens tonight, he's done. So right now, vote for Fleming if you live in Louisiana. But if a runoff happens and it's Letlow versus Cassidy, vote for Letlow. Do not vote for Cassidy. He's awful. Letlow's not a huge upgrade, but she is better on the issues, and she is actually going to be halfway decent. She's just going to be an upgrade just by not being Bill Cassidy. As for my final prediction, I think it's pretty clear. I don't think Cassidy's going to win. Maybe he does overperform quite a bit. That's entirely possible. We did see the same thing happen in Texas where John Cornyn was getting crushed, but then he actually took first place. Maybe that could happen here. But even if that did happen, you're going to be at what, 30%, like 35%? That's awful. And even then, Letlow would still probably win, or even Fleming. I still think Cassidy, he takes third place. Could he take second? Absolutely. I think right now, though, Fleming, I do think, has a slight advantage for second place, which would mean we get a Julia Letlow and Fleming runoff in a couple of weeks. And at that point, you got rid of Cassidy. Now, vote for Fleming. You got rid of the guy. Go for the best option. Don't just go for a slight upgrade in that scenario. Go for the actual conservative, the good pick in Fleming. Not just a slight upgrade of Letlow. Go for the conservative MAGA Republican. Not a tiny upgrade where, yeah, in a runoff between Letlow and Cassidy, vote for Letlow. But in a runoff between Letlow and Fleming, vote for Fleming. Either way, we're getting a big upgrade here. It doesn't matter how you try to spin it. Cassidy is screwed. Getting rid of Cassidy alone improves the Senate delegation significantly. No more games with nominations where he tries to block RFK for some absurd reason, tries to play these games with a filibuster. No, he's gone. After January next year, he is gone, and we start to get a real majority. We get a real majority in the Senate. Anyways, folks, thank you so much for watching. If you guys did enjoy, smash the like button down below, subscribe, share with your friends, and of course, join the channel today. Godspeed to all of you.